unemployment skyrocketed during the pandemic, but it was that much more of an issue for the Latinx community. KCBS's Jennifer Hodges has more.
The unemployment rate for Latinos during the pandemic skyrocketed.
Well, in many ways, it's just very unjust, given how big a role Latinos play keeping the economy afloat at the same time.
And during the pandemic, they didn't get as much help either, says Max Vargas, Vice President of Economic Justice for the Latino Community Foundation.
So many Latino businesses were unable to actually tap into the PPP loans to stay afloat and survive, particularly the early onslaught of the economic fallout from the pandemic.
According to the UCLA Latino Policy and Politics Initiative, the unemployment rate for undocumented workers in the U.S. reached 29% at the height of the pandemic.
While we've been making strides over the years to bridge those divides, all it took was the pandemic to really send those numbers reeling back.
Jennifer Hodges, KCBS.
Just south of Gilroy, there are plans to turn land that's sacred to local tribes into a gravel quarry. KCBS's Jim Taylor has the story.
The tar pits here on this ranch land have been visited for centuries by generations of the Amamutsan tribe.
Yurasaki is the most sacred side of our tribe, and we use this location here for many different kinds of ceremonies.
This is Tribal Chief Valentin Lopez.
Ceremonies for renewal, ceremonies for healing, ceremonies for the environment, ceremonies for balance, keep balance in our world.
The landowners are seeking permits to build a 403-acre sand and gravel quarry that would require raising for the hills. Beyond the sacred aspect,
You look at the environmental impact of this project here. Murasaki is a very important wildlife corridor that's going to be impacted by this mining, by this mining operation of the stream.
the site is also habitat for the California red-legged frog and the tiger salamander. Both are federally threatened species. Several city councils are on record opposing this project. Jim Taylor, KCBS.
I'm Richard McCann, your home improvement guru. It is grilling season, and I want to take a minute to talk about your gas grill. Now, there's a lot of different grills out there. We have wood, charcoal, pellets. Now we have natural gas, and of course, propane. I'm using a propane grill. Now, when I was a plumber and we installed gas in a home, we made a little mixture so we could test to see if we had any leaks. It was 1 part liquid soap, 2 parts water, and we sprayed down all the natural gas pipes. If we saw bubbles, we had a leak. I want you to do the same thing with your propane grill. Propane is under a lot more pressure than natural gas, so if you see bubbles, you have a leak. Get ready for grilling season with your gas grill, but make sure it's working the way it's supposed to, and replace any hoses if you need to. I'm Richard McCann, and I am your home improvement guru.
We'll check traffic in about 2 minutes. KCBS News Time, 12:36.
At Stevens Creek Subaru, we buy used vehicles from our customers, even if you don't buy ours. Visit Stevens Creek Subaru today for a competitive, no-obligation appraisal and cash offer on the spot. We buy all makes and models, paid off or not. Stop by Stevens Creek Subaru today or StevensCreekSubaru.com.
Habas Law doesn't operate like the average law firm, because we're not the average law firm. Habas Law is a big law firm with lots of lawyers, but it operates like a tight-knit family unit. And we treat our clients like they are part of that family. I'm Tarek Habas, attorney at law. And I'm Omar Habas. Omar is my dad, and now you know why I'm in these commercials. You're also an amazing lawyer. I had a good teacher. Our law firm isn't happy until our client is happy. When something bad happens to you, our job is to make things good again. We go toe-to-toe with big corporations and insurance companies. And we never give up. We never back up. We never blink, because we fight on the winning side. We fight on your side. We hope you're never injured in an accident. But if you are, we've got a number that is easily remembered. 1-800-INJURED. I'm Omar Habas, and I want to be your advocate. HABBAS law.com.
You're in a big box bed store. Rows and rows of mattresses stretch out before you. They all look pretty much the same, because they are pretty much the same. That's one of the reasons the Little Mattress Store in Berkeley has been able to prosper for 50 years. They're different. Different because they use the finest European components, and they can't wait to show them to you. Find out for yourself at European Sleepworks, Adeline and Ashby in Berkeley, or online at sleepworks.com.
Register to Rise. Join PBWC's virtual conference May 10th and 11th. Hear from change-making, thought-leading speakers that will inform, engage, uplift, and inspire. Connect with thousands of professional women and allies from around the world. It's 2 days of empowering keynotes, skill-building seminars, networking sessions, live discussions, and more. Rise with us and turn your career aspirations into reality. Tickets are on sale now at conference.pbwc.org.
Frank Munich, how are those roads looking? Well, they're not looking too bad, all told. We do have a problem at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. Well, actually, they're looking very bad at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. We have traffic at a dead stop now. One car crashing into toll booth at number 7. We have injuries involved in that crash. This appears to be a solo car crash, but it does involve injuries, and for right now, we have traffic being completely halted approaching the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. I'm looking at our camera trained at the Bay Bridge tolls and just seeing a sea of stopped lights, basically from the foot of the maze all the way back through the Berkeley curve, almost all the way into Emeryville. No indication as to when traffic will be released, so that certainly makes up for the lack of problems elsewhere in the Bay Area. We do have a problem on BART, a weekend-long adjustment, no service between
a large
Union City stations. That's for track work. Bus services will be in place. Your next update is 12:48 on the traffic leader KCBS. We're looking at some patchy fog overnight in the Bay Area, lows 30s to mid-40s. Later on, though, sunny skies for your Easter Sunday with some light winds. Some expected highs later today. San Francisco, 58 degrees. Fremont and Napa, 64. Redwood City and Santa Rosa, 66. Concord and Livermore looking at a high of 68 degrees. San Jose, 67. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie. We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is
pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said no, we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just text radio to 64,000 to start learning a new language today. RADIO to 64,000.
KCBS News Time, 12:41. If you're up during the early morning hours and you're looking for something kind of cool to do Monday morning, there is this. It's the gathering marking the 116th anniversary of San Francisco's 1906 earthquake and fire. Those wanting to attend the event are advised to arrive as early as 4:45 a.m. After a round of speeches, a wreath will be laid at the fountain on Market Street at the junction of Kearny and 3rd and Geary Streets. This commemoration has gone on for years, and for many years, earthquake survivors who were young children when the quake hit were part of the ceremony. In recent years, though, all of those folks have passed away, and yet the commemoration goes on. Just over 3 feet of snow has fallen in the Sierra over the past week, and storms are expected to continue to blanket the region in the days to come. But as KCBS's Mike DeWald reports, experts say it's too late for this year's snowpack.
The volatile weather pattern has brought on-again, off-again snow flurries to the Sierra for days. The month of April has actually been good for snowfall, so far the 17th snowiest in the past 5 decades. Heather Richards is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Reno. She says the snowfall is beneficial for the short term, but won't last.
We are very cautiously optimistic. This is not much help for our water supply. It's really just a blip on our graph when it comes to an overall water supply boost.
Peter Glick is co-founder of the Pacific Institute in Oakland. He says the snowpack is more complex. The snow simply evaporates quicker due to rising temperatures from climate change.
This year, we're not going to get the rest of the water that we really need to avoid a drought. And what we'll have to hope for is that we can get through this year, and that next year when the rainy and snowy season starts, that we get a really good wet year next year.
The Sierra snowpack currently sits at just under a third of average. Mike DeWald, KCBS.
The Golden State Warriors playoff drought has ended. We'll check sports in 60 seconds.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and voice
This is
before
why I
you
hate
get
to
a
see
month
it
for
right here
24
for
months with a 2-year price
California.
guarantee.
People don't
And after
respect
you
the
get up
law
to $650
anymore.
prepaid
There's no
card
such
with
thing as
qualifying
law
vendors.
enforcement.
Call or go
They
online
dump
today
off
to
a
learn more.
Siri.
Offer ends
I
6/22/22.
don't recommend moving
New
to the
Comcast
Siri
gives
at
35
all,
megabits per
to
second
live
speed
or
and
to
one
work
Wi-Fi
at
customers
all.
only. Early termination fee
The
applies.
worst place in the
Most
Bay Area.
innovative based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Awards. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra, and subject to change.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Megan Goldsby on how the Boy Scouts are working to keep one very special camp in Big Sur preserved, even if they can no longer run it.
KCBS News Time, 12:45. Time now for sports. The Golden State Warriors Saturday evening played their first playoff game in 3 seasons, and they won Game 1 of their opening round series against Denver Nuggets. They took them at the Chase Center, 123-107. Baseball action Saturday. Giants won at Cleveland, 4-2. A's were victorious at Toronto, 7-5 on the ice. Sharks were edged by Dallas, 2-1 in Dallas. And soccer action, Earthquakes played to a 2-2 draw at Nashville. We get more sports now from KCBS's Kevin Radich.
Scotty Scheffler came to the Masters, the hottest golfer on the planet, with 3 wins in his last 5 starts, and he played brilliantly through the first 3 rounds at Augusta, had a 3-shot lead heading to the final round on Sunday, and closed the deal with a 1-under 71, finishing 10 under par, 3 shots better than Rory McIlroy, even with the 6 on the final hole. Nance the call on CBS, and after the round, Scheffler admitted that he was nervous before that final round.
This morning was a totally different story. I cried like a baby this morning. I was so stressed out. I didn't know what to do. I was sitting there, I was just telling Meredith, I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this. You know, I'm not ready. Like, I don't feel like I'm ready for this kind of stuff. And I just felt overwhelmed.
Why?
Because it's the Masters. I've dreamed of having a chance to play in this golf tournament. I teared up the first time I got my invitation in the mail. We were fortunate enough to play here in college, and you know, I love this place. I love this golf course, and there's just, you know, if you're going to choose a golf tournament to win, this would be the tournament I would want to win.
Yeah, the #1 player in the world has an invitation to the Masters for as long as he can play competitively. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Hey, kiddo, ready to catch that movie?
Almost. Wallet, phone, keys, mask. Yep, all set.
Man, it's not required.
No, but it's gonna be busy and crowded, so I'll feel better with it on.
Sleep right? It is open at night. Let me grab mine.
Nice. You'll pass the vibe check, Dad.
Wearing a mask when it can help protect you and others is just one way to keep each other safer. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your outdoor space ready for warmer weather and all the fun that comes with it? Backyard barbecues, nights around the fire pit, glass of wine on the patio. It's the season to live your best life outdoors. I'm Larry Green of System Pavers, America's #1 designer and installer of elegant outdoor living systems. If you've been dreaming of a way to make the most of your savings. Gorgeous paving, stone driveways, patios, artificial turf, lighting, and more. It all begins by contacting System Pavers right now. 800-PAVE-004 or systempavers.com.
Orders must be placed by April 30th. Financing subject to credit approval. See website for details. Contractor's license 661575.
Time for traffic. Back to the Bay Bridge, Frank Munich? Well, back to the Bay Bridge, but for some good news this time, we had a car that slammed into toll booth number 7. That basically was the middle toll booth, westbound 80 at the Bay Bridge toll plaza, but that car has now been removed and taken to the parking lot where it's being tended to. We had all lanes shut down approaching the Bay Bridge maze. I could see it on our traffic camera, and after a round robin or two by the CHP, all traffic was released. And just within the last couple of minutes, the backup that we have been seeing at one point on the Berkeley curve and off to westbound 580 has now pretty much completely dissipated, so that has a happy ending. Northbound 680 of the 242 split in Concord, we have a car that veered off of the roadway and down into a ravine. We don't have word on the extent of injuries here. They are serious, but we do have emergency crews on the shoulder. Again, that's northbound 680 right at the 242 split in Concord. Your next update at 12:58 on the traffic leader, KCBS. Some patchy fog overnight will give way to sunny skies for your Sunday. Light winds, highs upper 50s at the coast, low to mid 60s along the bay, upper 60s to low 70s inland. Partly to mostly cloudy most of the time this coming week, with at least a chance of rain every day next week, with rain especially likely on Thursday. Highs generally will be in the upper 50s at the coast, low to mid 60s near the bay, mid to upper 60s inland. Right now in San Francisco, Oakland, Burlingame, and San Jose, it's 46 degrees. In San Rafael, it's 43 degrees. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. Mary Hughes is at the KCBS editor's desk. KCBS News Time is 12:51. There is a very special property up for sale near Big Sur, but as KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports, owners will be making sure it doesn't go to just anyone.
The nearly 75-year-old Camp Pico Blanco in the Ventana Wilderness near Big Sur has meant a lot to generations of Boy Scouts.
Many of our scouts learn all about scouting history and the ways of it, leadership and camping and self-reliance and care for the land by camping at Pico Blanco.
The Deputy Scout Executive Eric Tarbach says Scouts have decided to sell themselves because of the 2016 Run-In fire that swept through the area. Although the camp itself was saved, that was followed by winter storms the next year that took out crucial roads.
The county is unsure when FEMA or federal funds will be allocated to fix the road and has no definitive timeline for construction.
Yeah, there's just no way to get there. So he says they will instead use the money from the sale. They're asking $1.8 million and put it 100% towards the Silicon Valley Monterey Bay Council of the Boy Scouts of America. But the camp, he says, won't just be going to the highest bidder.
We would like to find someone to sell it to who would really be a partner in, number one, conservation of the land and stewardship of the land. Number two, potential for future scouting access, that scouts may be able to continue to use the camp when the road is repaired at some point in the future.
He says they are accepting proposals now and will review them to make sure they find the perfect owner. Tarbach says Eagle Scouts and others who have loved the camp for years now stepping in to help preserve it.
Serving others is one of the highest values of scouting, and we're certainly seeing that in the rush for support.
Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
It came from outer space. A meteor that originated outside our solar system fell into the ocean in the southwestern Pacific in 2019. We get the story from Rob Archer with our Odyssey sister station, KNX in Los Angeles.
We're only hearing about it now because it was spotted by a top-secret missile-watching satellite, and the government didn't want to reveal its capabilities. Harvard astrophysics
we have been trying to get this viable firm for whether it was interested or not, based on that remaining data that is classified. And it wasn't until just this past month that we received official confirmation from U.S. Space Command.
He says this could mean a new era in astronomy.
If we were able to retrieve a rock or even a tiny little pebble, so that would represent the first time in human history that we have our hands on something that came from outside the solar system.
Swaraj says they're asking government agencies for help mounting an expedition to locate and retrieve the pieces.
Women are smashing the gender pay gap in college sports endorsements. We'll have that story in 60 seconds.
Replacing your windows and doors can be life-changing, inspiring you to live a healthy, happy life. And it's never been easier. Marvin Windows and Doors bring in daylight and fresh air, blending the indoors with the outdoors, so you're always connected to nature. They're designed for life, with an inspiring range of options to create the look you want and the lasting quality you need. Your local independent Marvin dealer will give you straight answers and advice about window and door replacement. Our Marvin specialists help you plan your project and select the right products for your needs. You'll always know what you're getting with a detailed proposal to make the whole process easier. If you're ready to transform your space with windows and doors you love, schedule your free consultation today at replacementmadeeasy.com. That's replacementmadeeasy.com.
With endorsements for college athletes in full swing, women are smashing the gender pay gap.
So it was actually the women's basketball players who had higher earning potentials and were more marketable than were the men. A lot of that was based off of higher social media followings for the women.
Carly Wana, media, entertainment, and telecom reporter for Bloomberg, got her hands on data from Open Doors, which rated the marketability of players in the NCAA Final Four matchups.
One of the analysts said to me that it was that the women often curate their profiles more like influencers and market themselves a little bit more distinctly, so that then they're able to build a bigger brand.
The University of Connecticut's Paige Beckers is valued at close to $63,000 per post on social media. And it's not just sports-related companies like Gatorade joining in.
DirecTV is a sponsor, some of them, Outback Steakhouse, Lisa Mateo,
Bloomberg Business for KCBS. Beth Miller-Rowe is the Bay Area's reverse mortgage specialist. With over 35 years experience, Beth offers a variety of reverse mortgage programs, such as FHA insured home equity conversion mortgage, and even jumbo reverse mortgages. Whether you own your home outright or have a loan against it, a reverse mortgage may provide financial freedom to better enjoy your retirement years. Reverse mortgages have changed so much in the last 10 years. Now is the time to call Beth at the Reverse Mortgage Group at 925-969-0380. Beth is located here in the Bay Area, offering free consultations in a friendly, professional, no-pressure atmosphere. Call Beth at 925-969-0380 or go to callbeth.net. Borrow or must pay property taxes, insurance, and HOA fees, and live in and maintain the home. NMLS 294-774-185-0-831-612. Licensed under the Department of Business Oversight under CRMLA. Equal housing opportunity.
Do you experience pain, burning, numbness, or tingling in your hands, legs, or feet? Or you worry your balance may lead to a serious damaging fall? Danville Neuropathy Center has a proven, exciting treatment for peripheral neuropathy that repairs and regrows damaged nerves. It's FDA cleared, and because of its success, Medicare and most major insurances cover the treatment. Don't risk your health any longer. Call 925-270-1460 to schedule an appointment or visit DanvilleNeuropathyCenter.com. That's 925-270-1460. We are a COVID-compliant facility.
Tony Trill going down the right field line. Steven Ferris got a chance. And
the A's are back in the town, and the 2022 season kicks off Monday, April 18th against the Baltimore Orioles.
Breaking ball, strike three, caught on the inside corner. Snow is going to look it.
Fans attending for opening night also get a free rally towel presented
184. That's in Newark. And that's as you make your way towards the Bell Martin Bridge. We have the far right lane blocked on that connector. Again, that is the connector from southbound 880 over to westbound 84 Dakota Road. Your next update at 108 on the traffic leader KCBS.
We're seeing some patchy fog overnight, lows 30s to mid 40s. That fog will burn off pretty early, though, leaving us with sunny skies for your Easter Sunday. Highs upper 50s at the coast, low to mid 60s. Along the bay, upper 60s to low 70s inland. It's Sunday, April 17th, Easter Day 2022. Coming up with Susan Kennedy on KCBS.
I'm Michael Wall. Negotiations continue on just who would qualify for the governor's proposed rebate to help with high gas prices.
I'm Marty Schaefer. The Kincaid Fire settlement will benefit Santa Rosa Community College and several nonprofits.
And Russian airstrikes hit major Ukrainian cities. I'm Peter Finch. CBS News covers the world next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
1 o'clock. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Tom Cody in Washington. Russian missiles have been coming down again at Kyiv and other major Ukrainian cities as Ukrainian officials prepare for an expected major Russian push in the eastern part of the country along its coast. Again, they plead for more help. Correspondent Holly Williams in central Ukraine.
President Zelensky said in a video message that the length of this war and how many Ukrainians are killed will be decided in part by how quickly Ukraine will bring supply it with weapons.
Picking it up there, correspondent Deborah Alfaro.
By the Biden administration brings the total to more than $2.5 billion since the Russian invasion began 52 days ago. For the first time, the weapons will include heavy artillery in addition to more Javelin anti-tank missiles. Russia is drawing a line and sending a formal diplomatic note to the Biden administration, warning the U.S. against further arming Ukraine.
In East Asia, North Korea is just rattling its missile sabers again.
This test of a new tactical guided weapon was overseen by leader Kim Jong-un, according to North Korea's state media this Sunday morning here. And apparently the test happened early Saturday evening, based on what we've learned from South Korea's military. Unlike the longer-range missile test we've already seen this year, however, this weapon's range appears to pose more of a threat to South Korea and U.S. forces in this country.
Reporter Alex Jensen in Seoul. There was overnight word from Columbia, South Carolina police about that Saturday mall shooting in which 14 people were hurt, 9 of them shot.
I just got there about 5 minutes beforehand. My daughter was actually there all day. It was a pretty scary event. About 10 shots or so that rang out.
Police then reported arrest in that case. Now, a lot of us have been on the move this weekend, or will be.
Spring break travel is almost back to pre-pandemic levels, with millions of flyers facing jam-packed airports, higher prices, and concerns about COVID.
I just try to be as careful as I can.
More than 2 million travelers went through TSA checkpoints Friday, a jump of nearly 55% from 2020. The holiday weekend rush comes as new COVID daily infections nationwide have jumped 32% in a week.
Correspondent Lilia Luciano. And speaking of travel,
Car lovers are racing back to the Javits Center for the New York International Auto Show. And it's a long time coming.
I know last year they were supposed to have one, but it got canceled last minute. It's nice to be back now. Somewhat seems normal now.
For the past 2 years, this show had to be canceled due to COVID.
correspondent Michael George reporting from New York, and this is CBS News.
CBS correspondent Allison Keyes goes deep into social justice issues across the nation on Kaleidoscope, a podcast from CBS News Radio. New episodes every Friday.
And now a message from Pus Tissues. It's that time of year when spring's in full swing and explosions of life make allergies really zing. Each sniffle and swipe can be a moment of dread as ordinary tissues make noses angry and red. So keep Puffs by your side to soften all your blows. With Air Puff Magic, they'll cushion your nose. Especially during allergy season, a nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
A mid-mod desk chair to rejuvenate my ho-hum workspace.
Staples has you covered. A gaming chair for a serious competitor.
A super stylish desk that will save me space and money.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace products and design center. Curated by Traffic. Staples Work from Home Style Swap. Now save up to $100 on select chairs. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store, and 430 Limit Date in Jerome.
After turning back overseas, Britain's Queen is once again a royal no-show, this time missing Easter services at Windsor Castle. CBS News correspondent Vicky Barker reports from London.
April 2019, the Queen joined fellow senior royals for the last Easter services before the pandemic. Now, the palace has let it be known that Her Majesty will not be attending this, the first full Easter service at Windsor since the lockdowns were lifted. The soon-to-be 96-year-old monarch's growing mobility issues are raising fears that any royal appearances going forward will be virtual. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
In the Middle East, Israeli police have entered a very sensitive Muslim holy site in Jerusalem, that is the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. Some health experts worry about the new COVID infections at all those family gatherings for